Get in. No? Yeah. Yay. Right. Chat pop out time. Hey, ITC. Looks like you're the winner of the I Got Here First award. And Raj getting the runner-up. Hey, Christian. Hey, Thomas. Nothing major here today. I'm just... my middle mouse button has died on this. I've had this mouse for goodness knows how long, but I keep using it. I just keep replacing the middle mouse button. I suppose I better take the batteries out. I'm also testing a new camera angle, but I think it needs to come up a little bit more. And the new compass switch assembly. Just bear with me a moment here. Come on, focus. Yeah, we'll see how we go. I'm not really, yeah. Okay, looks like I've got 2 buttons left, so we only need the one. Oh, I had 3, and I only need 1. So unfortunately these are not micro switches, so they just sort of die after a while, obviously. And so yeah, they're just normal tactile buttons. Hey, Ruggers. Yeah, let's see. It's been a fun last 12 hours. Milo got out and out of the yard. It took us a while to find him, and then spent the whole night wondering how the hell did he get out, because we put a fair bit of effort into things. Now I go out this morning and I check the back wedge area and I see that he actually had dug out under the metal fence, so that's a whole new ball game for us to deal with now. Okay. Yeah, Christian, it was basically what happens is with the compass switch, compass system, I send the 6 bytes of data. First I encode them just into hex representation, like AE or 2X and things like that. Sorry, 2A or whatever. I send the plain hex representation through the serial, so you end up with, what is it, 12 characters, which, yeah, it's a massive waste of resources, but no one cares. And then I convert that hex representation back into signed 16-bit integer, but I was doing it slightly wrong. So the problem was that I had used a char instead of a uint8, and of course char is implicitly signed, and for some reason I didn't pick that up. Anyway, it's all good now. This is a bit dirty. Let's see. I also ditched a bunch of kind of pointless code out of it. Okay, let's get the lazy man's tool. Just give it a bit of a refurb while it's out. Serge, Sylvie. Oh, these mice are cheap too. They're only, I think, well, I buy them with the keyboards, and they're only about $30 or something like that. But I just happen to like the mouse well enough that I want to keep restoring it. I've replaced the encoders a few times as well, so everything gets a do-over. Yeah, Christian, I'm very happy they finally did implement the standard int system, like, uint and int with the actual widths. It's kind of funny because initially everybody was like, we're going to make it that you can use the same type name and it will represent whatever the system needs it to represent on the system. And it turns out that was probably not a great idea in this situation. So so you didn't have to worry about how, the theory was you didn't have to worry about how it was implemented on each system, you just used that type. But yeah, it turns out when you're dealing with bit smushing and things like that, you kind of do need to know the type you're dealing with. So yeah, the standardization of standard int is very nice, and I've mostly converted my code over to that wherever I can. This is starting to be a bit more like a Adamant IT video than one of my repair videos. And funnily enough, he is doing more MacBook repair videos than I am doing. We're trading roles. I'm not going to get a goatee though, I'm just going to stick with my beard. Hey Gustavo. So we're just got to get this old one out, get the new one in. There's not much to it. Usually I just rock them out. Actually I might clip and pull. Hey Gary, yeah, they don't last forever, unfortunately. I can't even get that. Alright. Clip and pull it is. We'll put the extractor on. Just walk it out. There we go. Come on. I'm not sure when it was standardized, Christian, but it really only became widely available like kind of recently. That is the painful part with a lot of these standards, is that while they may get ratified in 1 year, it can take 10 years or more before the implementations have rolled out in enough places for you to be actually utilize them. We might clean the flux up on this. It's looking a little gnarly. Hey Sudi. Hey Kopaz, just noticed you lurking there. But yeah, so whenever I can, I now just stick with the standard int stuff. It's a lot more dependable. You know what you're dealing with regardless of the platform. And yeah, once I did that, then the whole silly quadrant issues where I would go from, say, approaching 90 degrees, then all of a sudden it switches over to 270. That's all fixed up now. It's all very smooth now. I also dropped out a lot of things in the code, such as I had things like hysteresis and averaging and all that sort of thing. And I made it so that basically you declare a start angle where you want the switch to start turning on, and then the sweep angle of how far you want it to respond to. And that's basically it. And you just set those parameters wide enough such that you don't need to worry about the hysteresis or anything else like that. The only thing I really did keep was the minimum time between switching scenes. Although theoretically it shouldn't be something you encounter. If you set your in and out angles right, then you really shouldn't end up being so close to the transition point that it can flick back and forth. That's basically the only purpose of having a minimum scene transition weight. That's looking pretty healthy. Solder them up. I'll have to use the fat solder for this. Hey Raj, yeah, it's taken a while to get to. I've got to send an email out to a bunch of people explaining why theirs haven't arrived yet. Okay, I really shouldn't. They're a bit Hershey-kissy, but it's not for the reasons that you usually get Hershey kisses. So they're actually okay. The problem here is that the board does not have any via plating, so the wick, the solder doesn't draw through to the legs as easily. I mean, if you keep it on there long enough, it will. But if you apply the temperature to melt the solder for too long on these switches, it ruins the tactile dome. So you do it long enough to get it to solder and then walk away. And when you're using big chunky solder, it can result in this Hershey kiss business because there's just too much solder there and nowhere for it to go, so it's going to bulge out, as opposed to it not actually having wicked onto the legs. Well, everything else looks good. Hey there, Yeti. Okay, you got on the 15th. No, okay, that you would have been, yeah, one of the last batches to dispatch before I had to stop. Oops. Right, now I've got to remember how to put this back together. Not like I haven't done it before. And naturally I forgot that I've got to put the wheel on first. Wheelie. There we go. As you can tell, I've kind of changed the angle of the camera a little bit. I actually do want it to come down a bit lower and look more horizontally at me, but for now this is as far as I can get the, what do you call it, the articulating arm to come down. The only thing is though that the lights I've got, oh no, it's actually in the kind of the right place. The lights are slightly in front, so you actually do get the better lighting. Yeah, CD, my trusty old Logitech MK220 mouse. With the double A's in it, it gives it a nice hefty feel without being too much over the top. And the nice thing is it actually lasts quite a while, like it's months before I have to switch them. Okay, they can go in the bin. Yeah. Can't live without the middle click. Such an essential click. There's so many things that I need the middle click for. Cut, paste, move, all sorts of things. I need to put a piece of tape on there or something. Keeps moving too much. Well, Miles, this is a bit of an odd one, but like I said, these must be like 5 years old or so now. There we go. All good. Okay, that's it. I'm going to go back, continue on with my work, but I thought I would just drop in, try out the new camera angle, test the microscope lamp switcher, and fix things at the same time. Okay, I'm out of here. You take care. We'll see you next time.